So, in a recent interview, Lindsey Graham gave his opinions on withdrawing troops from Afghanistan. So, let's take a look at the clip, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
But Senator, something else happened right in the middle of that. Is a possible peace deal was announced with Afghanistan and the U.S. Next step, have the Afghan government meet with the Taliban. Are you comfortable with that?
Let's give it a try. I'd love to see the war in Afghanistan end, but the peace deal is not with al-Qaeda. It's not with ISIS. It's with the Taliban. We'll see if they honor the peace deal. But the one thing I want to stress to your viewers, let's don't do in Afghanistan what Obama did in Iraq, pull the plug on the place and allow radical Islam to come roaring back. Americans were killed as a result of the rise of ISIS. People all over the planet were killed. We got a chance to end this war in Afghanistan smartly and well, but we're going to need a residual U.S. force, a counterterrorism presence for years to come, because I don't trust the Taliban to police al-Qaeda and ISIS. We foiled two plots last year where ISIS was trying to attack the American homeland. We're down to 8,600, Mr. President. Let's get the Taliban to the table, but let's don't trust the Taliban to defend America. We need some of our forces in place. That's what Obama failed to do in Iraq.
But 14 months later, we're going to be pulled out. If they hit their conditions, we'll be down to 0 troops in Afghanistan, according to the way the deal reads.
Senator, let's talk about
well,
South.
If that's the case, if this is a wait a minute, if this is a withdrawal document, then Afghanistan will fall apart, and civil war will emerge, and women will go back into the darkness, and al-Qaeda and ISIS will come forward again to threaten us. I've been told it's a conditions-based withdrawal. The conditions have to be met before we can withdraw all our troops. What are the conditions? That the American homeland is not at risk by our withdrawal. A small residual counterterrorism force will protect America from the rise of ISIS and al-Qaeda inside of Afghanistan. That's what we failed to do in Iraq. If we pull the plug on the place, I know what's going to happen. If we leave a small American counterterrorism force, I think it'll be a successful outcome.
So what Lindsey Graham in that video, what he could have just said is, I think that the troops should be there forever. I never think that they should go back. I think that they should be there forever. I believe in U.S. empire. I think that we should just have this control over this country. I think that we invaded this country. We're running it now. Like that's he might as well have said that, because that's basically what he said though. He doesn't think that we should ever pull the troops out of Afghanistan. He's like, I think we should have residual forces there for years to come. What does that mean? There's no end game. There's no, because, if 5 years from now, they're going to say, well, if we pull the troops out, something like ISIS is going to form, and so we can't do that. So just forever. He wants troops to be there forever. There is no plan to not have troops there anymore. And we got to remember, guys, we have been in Afghanistan for over 18 years. Over 18 years we've been in Afghanistan. We are still there on the same. We voted for the authorization use of military force that we voted on all the way back in 2001. That was 19 years ago we voted on that. We are still there on that same vote. We should not be there at all. We never should have went in the first place. It was a violation of international law. We violated UN law. We invaded a country that didn't attack us, and we are still there over 18 years later. It is ridiculous. We should not be there. People like Lindsey Graham, it's disgusting. It is disgusting, this advocacy for U.S. empire, where we just have these forces all over that's what it is. Like, what is the difference between, like, what we're doing and, like, what we are the bad guys in the movie. We have these troops in a country. We invaded a country that didn't attack us, and we have troops there 18 years later. What is that if not some sort of empire? And it's not just in Afghanistan. It's all over the Middle East. We have troops all over the world. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. And his argument, they're going to use the same argument over and over. Well, if we pull the troops out, something like ISIS would have formed. ISIS was formed because we went into Iraq in the first place. We toppled Saddam Hussein. We created a power vacuum. And then I forgot to even mention, he was like upset about withdrawing troops from Iraq. We are still in Iraq. I know that Obama withdrew some troops from Iraq, but not all of them. We are still in Iraq. The troops that everybody got mad at Donald Trump from pulling from Syria, he didn't take them back to the U.S. He moved them into Iraq. There are still troops in Iraq to this day. There are troops in Afghanistan. I believe there are still troops in Syria. It is insane. This is ridiculous. We should not be doing this. We are violating international law. You can make the argument that it's against U.S. law as well. And it just isn't right. We should not be for. I hate it. I hate endless war. That is what it is. It is endless war, and for nothing, for empire, and it's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. But I am like I try to be optimistic about the future. I really think that if we advocate for the proper change, we can move in a direction where we do not just have these constant residual U.S. forces all over the world. But anyway, if you guys disagreed with anything I said in this video, make sure to leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.